Well, but
that's relegation.
There's never been women are not forced to stay at home and give birth.
They're
and
not
they've always
forced,
been
but
able to work. They've always been able to work.
There's definitely social pressure, and they're
good. We need social pressure.
Hey, Sean, thank you for the gifted 20 memberships. Appreciate it. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. I would disagree that we need social pressure to keep... I mean, I'm sure you'll reference the decline in birth rate and decline in the birth rates. Birth rate? I don't really know. But I think that it's a biological impulse to have kids. I don't think people are going to stop having kids.
But they're stopping having kids.
Maybe at a slower rate.
No, at a huge rate. Like South Korea, you know what the birth rate is there?
I've heard in South Korea it's
below.
It's a movement.
It's
an
below
intentional
single replacement.
Yeah, and I've heard that's an intentional movement on the part of women, which, I mean, that could be an example of women exerting force.
Wait, I thought we didn't need pressure.
Pressure to make people have kids?
Because people are going to continue to reproduce, you just said, no matter what, and then you point to a political movement where they stop.
Okay, no, I'll give you that, I guess. But in that case, women are successfully exerting some kind of political pressure,
but what
force
happens
against
if men in South Korea say no?
I mean, that would involve why
would it involve?
How else could you force a woman to?
Well, they could do it through incentivization. They could just say things like, you can't work, so you have to get married if you want to survive in this world. They could do things like that, where it would be coercion, but it would not be that. We can't say that word, by the way, but SA, it would not be SA. So what I'm saying is that there's all sort of incentives which can be put down. So you appeal to a woman's biology and the fact that she wants to have children, but you also dismiss indoctrination. And there's a huge indoctrination program that tells women to have a nest egg before they get married. And so their early years, in their 20s, they're not having kids. And they wait until they're in their 30s. The average marriage age now is 31, I believe, in the United States. It's over 30. That's not really very good for child rearing. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I don't. Why is that not good?
Because your most fertile years are behind you.
But if we're still having children at replacement rates...
We're not. We're way under replacement rates.
Do you think that's because women are waiting later to have children?
Yeah. Well, it's because of materialism. So the reason that this occurs is, I'll explain it to you so that you know. If you can have the procreative function, right, and all the fun that comes with it without the side effect of children, a lot of people will opt to do that because of hedonism and because of materialism. The society's devolving into nihilism because there's no greater pursuit for people to have. Religiosity is bashed at every corner. God is considered to be something which is an outlandish fairy tale, and there's no higher authority for people, so materialist nihilism is what society's being reduced to. So people are looking at a sense of self more than they're looking at an extension of family.
I guess I'm curious about a couple things. Where is the proof that this is happening and that there is this big information campaign to keep women from having children in their 20s? And also, where is it coming from?
Well,
and why?
All the original feminists who were on the suffragette side, if you go back and you read their writings, and you can find them in a great book called Occult Feminism, they express over and over again that the nuclear family is the most dangerous part of women's liberation because it breeds a patriarchal system. And so that is what they were pushing against, was a nuclear family. They did not like that at all. So that's proof one. Proof two is that I can go back to the 90s when the United States was really pushing student loans, especially towards women, and in the 2000s towards women. And you saw the expression of feminism in what would be considered, I think, third wave at that time, telling women to wait until later in life until they had something to fall back on because their husbands were going to leave them.